Psalm 30, and we're going to go through again, and we're going to find the hidden format in 30. And we're going to start here. If I put my lights on, you'll see me a little bit better. Okay, this is all the text right there. So let me see if I can make it smaller. I just realized that you might want to take a screenshot of these, what they are to start with. And then here it is like this. And now I will start cutting it. I will exalt you, YV. Whoops, I need the text larger for this. You have lifted me up and have not let my enemies rejoice over me, YV, my creator. Crying out for help. And you did heal me. I don't think that. Nope. You have brought up my soul from Sheol. You have kept me alive, that I should not go down to the abyss. Maybe I should do a quick video on the abyss just to refer you there quicker, but this is where all the souls went after you left the earth up to the time of Jesus. Then when Jesus ascended into heaven, the kingdom is there. And since Jesus's days, or Jesus ascended into heaven, or his kingdom was established then. So everybody since then who have been forgiven enter to heaven, and those that are evil just end up in the abyss. Now the word Sheol is used as like a city or the gathering place in the abyss. The abyss is very large. Think of the universe and all you know about it, and then make it completely blank, and that's what the abyss is, just souls floating around. And in my first video in the description box below, that you can witness your soul in the abyss and have proof of those people living after they leave earth, there it is in the description. For all you atheists or you people who say there's no such thing as afterlife or we don't have a soul, too bad. Our Creator has given me the answer to show you, and it is repeatable and is safe enough for a 13-year-old to do 3 times to make sure the witnessing is there. And then those there's a surprise for the righteous. If the righteous go and fight Satan and they try to kill you down there, if you are righteous, our Creator will make you see him. And then you can say, like I say, our Creator made me see him. Sing praises to YV. Sing praise to YV. You righteous ones. Righteous. What does righteous mean? I'm sure those that have listened to me in these videos, righteousness does not come from a secular dictionary. It comes from the Hebrew text. Those that follow and obey our Creator, and not just like on good times and then don't pay attention to the 12 commandments and many of his other laws. If you aren't doing that, don't count yourself as righteous, but those that did are righteous. You righteous ones. Give thanks to his holy name. For his anger is but for a moment. His favor is forever. Oops, what did I just do? I thought I did this. Michelle, sorry. That was for me. I said my prosperity. I will never be moved by your favor. Favor. You have made my mountain to stand strong. You did hide your face. I don't know about that. To you, YV I called, and to YV I made. And like I explained before, supplication and petition is the same, so we only need 1 year, 1 word for this. Not to get rid of all the word supplication and have 1 word, and so don't need to. A petition is to ask our Creator, what profit there is there in my blood? If I go down to the pit with the dust, praise you. Oh, I'm here, why be gracious to me? Why be my helper? You have turned for me. You have turned my mourning into dancing. You have loosened my sackcloth and girded me with gladness. That I may praise you. Do not be silent, why be my Creator? I will give thanks to you forever. Okay, let's try this again. I will exalt you. What is exalt? Let's see what we got for the word exalt. I hope if I get the right song. Exalt was used 11 times, exalted 28 times, lifted 19, 40 times, set up. Okay. You cannot exalt our Creator. You cannot lift up our Creator. You cannot do those. I will praise you, YV. That is more of the correct. I don't care what they're. This is just. You can't extol. I won't extol. I will praise you, YV, for you have lifted me up. And have not let my adversaries rejoice over me. Why, my Creator? Oops. I cried out. This word many times seems to need this. I cried out to you for help. Yeah. Because he can't do this until after you're dead, until you're being raised into heaven, and that's the time of Jesus. So you have kept me alive, that I should not go down to the abyss. That makes sense. Sing praise to YHVH, righteous ones, and give thanks to his holy name. Praise YHVH, righteous ones. Give thanks in his name. Give thanks in his name. For his anger is but for a moment. His favor is for our lifetime. Weeping may last for the night. But a cry for joy, but you will shout for joy in the morning. And now for me, I say, my prosperity, I will never be moved. Those two are coming from somewhere else, and this is what's connected. For his anger is but for a moment, his favors for our lifetime. As for me, I said in my prosperity, I will never be moved. By your favor you have made my mountain to stand strong. You did not hide your face. I'm going to put from me here. When I was dismayed, I called to you. How's that read when I do this? Put this back into what is needed. When I was dismayed, I called to you and made my petition. When I was whoops, I'm seeing a 3 verse here, 4 verse. How come 3 verse? 4 verse. I have to look at that later here. When I was dismayed, I called to you. And made my petition. The prophet is there in my death. I go down to the pit. Will the dust praise you? Well, if I go down to the pit, what profit is in my death if I go down to the abyss? Will my bones praise you and declare your faithfulness? If I go down to the abyss, will my bones praise you and declare I'm thinking and declare your faith. Will my bones, not my dust, or I'm thinking that's the intent of dust. Will my bones praise you? Because in the abyss you can't praise our Creator. So, will my bones praise you and declare your faithfulness? It sounds better, and I'm not really forcing it. This is just making the text flow. Hear, YV, and be gracious to me. YV, be my helper. Turn my mourning to dancing and loosen my sackcloth. Sackcloth. What is sackcloths? These are older clothes that are really wore out. They didn't seem to just throw them away. They were using them to patch their other clothes. Now you have to understand that they did wear hides. Okay, so it's not like cloth is the correct word here. They wore animal hides up to a certain point. Then they did end up being able to trade with the West, and that was in a map I showed you on the last one. But the object is that really doesn't happen until, oh man, I think when only Judah exists. But turn my mourning into dancing and loosen my sackcloth. Be my helper, loosen my sackcloth and gird me with gladness. Nope. I'm seeing this needs to move down with this text. I don't know if you were reading along with me or trying to read it, see what I'm going to do with the text. Gird me with gladness that I praise you. So I praise you. Be not silent, and not be silent. Be not silent to me. Silent isn't really the right word. I will give thanks to you forever. Gird me with gladness. I praise you, and do not be silent. This would just to be, do not be silent to me. And do not be silent to me. Why be my creator? I will give thanks to you forever. Okay. This needs to be cleaned up and looked at here a little bit. I think we've gone far enough to do this now. Let's see if I can. Okay. I will praise you, YV, for you have lifted me up, and you have not let my adversaries rejoice over me. YV, my creator, I cried out to you for help. You kept me alive that I not go to the pit. Go down to that you have kept me alive. To not go down to the abyss. You have kept me alive. You've kept me alive, and I am not in the abyss. Kept me alive, and I am. You have kept me alive, and that sent me to the abyss. I think that replaces these words. Not to go would be to send. You have kept me alive, and that sent me. Okay, you have kept me alive. And that sent me to the abyss. Okay. Praise YV, you righteous one, give thanks in his name. For his anger is but for a moment, and his favor is for our lifetime. Now, if this is David writing, because to say that his anger is only for a moment, there was a time when David took a census of the people, and our Creator did not like that, and he sent one of his prophets to David and told him, I'm going to punish you, but this is what I'm going to do. I know the text says 3 times, but there's only 2 listed. One is that will he be pursued by his enemy for 3 months, or will he send an angel to send a plague over his people? And then David puts on his older clothes. So, and then he petitions our Creator. So this is absolutely getting to have that feel that David did write this because of what I'm telling you here, because for a moment and in the sackcloth, David did get into, in fact, sackcloth should be my oldest clothes or something like that, or my oldest hides. Why be you praise, why be you righteous one, give thanks in his name, for his anger is but for a moment, his favor is for our lifetime. As for me, I said in my prosper, I will never be moved. Why be by your favor, you did not hide your face from me. I think this, and then get rid of this. Then that ties it together. When I was dismayed, I called on you and made my petition. Although if you hide his face, he's going to tell you about when I was dismayed, and that would have been over the plague that he was, or the choices he had. So actually that would have been here that he would have been talking about that. Then I was dismayed. Then it would be that, it would be then. You see there, that's how we can pinpoint this text and be able to correct it the way he would be thinking. Hey, we're doing David's thinking for him. When I was dismayed, when I was troubled by this, when I was by this, and by meaning this is our Creator's plague, or his choices. I called, oh, I'm liking this called out, the word meaning I called out to you and made my petition. And then this would have been the 4th verse. For what profit is in there my death? No, it doesn't get to this point I was making about being in sackcloth down here, because see, why he heard and was gracious to me, why he was my helper, for he turned my mourning into dancing. Because see, he set aside the plagues, or he set aside what he said he was going to do. If there's text of where our Creator changes his mind, Abraham was trying to change his mind by not killing everybody in Sodom and Gomorrah. Here, when David was, there's another time when Saul finds out that our Creator is going to choose David, and Samuel tells him our Creator doesn't change his mind back and forth like a man does. And here the text is pretty much saying here, why have you heard me? I think it would be this way. Why have you heard me? Why have you heard me? Why have you heard me? Why have you heard? Why have you? I made my petition. Why have you heard and was gracious? gracious to me. YV helped me. This text just reads out of place. Reads out of place, but it's a good text or a good format. That's what I'm using, symbolizing yellow with, but it doesn't tie to this. When I was troubled by this, I called out to you and made my petition. YV heard and was gracious to me. And was gracious to me. We turn my mourning into dancing and loosened, actually removed, turning dancing and I removed my sackcloth, old clothes, old wearers. 1, 2, dancing and girded me with gladness. They are to praise you. I'm going to put, David is telling us the answer here. We are to praise you and not be silent. In other words, you are supposed to petition our Creator and not be silent. YV, our Creator. YV is our YV is our Creator. We are to give thanks to Him forever. I think the key was recognizing the situation and why that, to be able to explain this to you is why the editing took place here. And why He is our Creator. We are to give. We are to give. To give thanks to Him forever. Okay, cleanup time here. Even though, remember, the yellow was pretty good, that just doesn't fit into the situation here. see. And no formatting. Well, the blue helps me go through these and get rid of that single. Whoops, there was a yellow one. This one. And then, okay. We have 4 verse, 4 verse. What happened to the first one? I will praise you, YV, for you have lifted me up. You have not let my enemies rejoice over me. YV, my creator, I cried out to you for help. You have kept me alive and have sent me to the abyss. Praise you, praise YV, you righteous ones, and give thanks in his name. For a moment, my lifetime is for me. I said my prosperity, I will never be moved by your favor. You did hide your face from me. There needs. When I was troubled by this, I called out to you and made my petition. YV heard and was gracious to me. He turned my mourning into dancing and removed my sackcloth and girded me with gladness. We are to praise. We are to praise him. And not be silent. YV is our creator. We are to give him thanks forever. We do this, and we're here. We are to praise him, and now I can correct this. But that connects, this connects, that connects, this connects, this connects. And this is almost separate. Whoops, no, I cut it too early. Because if he's being pursued or from his anger is but for a moment, his favor is for a lifetime. You have not let my enemies pursue me. How to make the text here. This just, you have kept me alive and that sent me to the abyss. These are two separate. These are two separate pieces. These are two separate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just say this is like this. And then this is what actually this psalm is about. Okay, that looks pretty good. Yeah, it needs cleaning up. The word "and" doesn't belong. For anger is but for a moment, his favor is for our lifetime. Yeah, I would even add that and I will not be moved from him. For by wife your favor, you did not hid your. Yeah, I could clean this up a little bit more. But on to the next one.